Why can't I relax even though my life is stable? Why do I always feel like something could fall apart? Why does rest feel irresponsible or make me feel guilty? Why does ease feel like something I haven't earned yet? Why am I managing my life instead of living it? If you've ever asked yourself any one or two or three of these questions, stay with me. Okay. A lot of what I'm talking about today in this video connects to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We collectively were once taught that once stability, safety, and belonging are in place, we're supposed to feel settled, we're supposed to feel good, life is supposed to be great, right? And so, for those who don't remember Maslow's um, levels of hierarchy, I'm going to share with you real brief. There are five levels, and the bottom one is a pyramid with five levels. The bottom one is the physiological needs. It's the level of the physiological needs. And that includes food, includes rest, includes survival. That's like your basic level, right? And then the next one is the safety needs, which is security, stability, predictability. I think it speaks for itself. Level three, as we go up, is belonging. This is where we have connections, we have relationships. Level four is esteem. We have achievement, respect, recognition. And the final level, which is where we're supposed to aspire to, is the level of self actualization. This is where we find meaning, fulfillment, purpose, right? When you hear people talking about God's purpose for my life, why am I here on earth? What is the need for all this? Why am I doing all this? What is all this in service of? That's typically the level they're talking about. So the promise, though, again, was that once we had safety, we had stability, we had belonging, all those things were in place, we would feel good. We would feel like our lives were meaningful. We would feel purposeful. We would feel settled. That was the promise. However, what I want to share with you today is the three things that I believed about stability, about that were wrong. And the first belief number one, is that I, Jite, believe that stability would make me feel calm and in control and just good, right? I thought that when I achieved those things, I would be relieved. There would be a wow, okay, you got this, and not just having it, feeling it. I thought that was what it would bring. I thought I would feel relieved that, yes, not the case. I also thought that I would feel settled, that I've got it. I'm okay. This is it. Not the case. Because what happened instead was that I started to feel responsible for keeping and maintaining this. And so instead of resting in it, instead of allowing it to be my norm and just be in it, so to speak, I felt the push to manage, to keep going and doing and doing and doing and doing. That's what happened. The belief that I also had, which I'm going to call belief two, was that if I did everything right, and I'll share who or what right was, that there would be a sense of ease around life, that life would feel easeful, fun, light, right? I I thought that if I did, so this is what right meant. The things that I was taught, the things that even if I wasn't taught directly, I assimilated as a result of all that was happening around me, the people I saw on TV, the people that were upheld, the people who were on the pedestal as goals or aspirational people, people that we looked up to. Um, Education, going to school, achieving high levels of education, ownership of homes, presenting yourself in a particular way, wearing the right clothes, right vacations, those types of things. The things that we're taught would give us fulfillment and would make us feel good, right? The conditioning that many of us were under, and some still are to date, because again, when the whole world is showing you, telling you something, it's not so easy to let's just say we're still, some of us are still, our levels of consciousness are not quite as evolved. I thought being responsible would be something that would make my life easeful, because that was being right, right? That was doing things right, being responsible, achieving high levels of education, being able to show up in a way that is societally acceptable, maintaining the white standards that at the time all over the world were the standards that were the only standards we thought existed. But instead, what happened was the more success I attained, the more the stakes were raised, the higher the stakes got. And that made me feel more pressured, not less. So that ease that I thought I would get from doing things right was not the case. And then the third belief that I want to share with you is that I believe that if nothing was wrong, my body would and should relax. And when I say nothing wrong, meaning that unless I'm sick, there's no way that I should not feel at ease in my body now. There's no way that I shouldn't feel light and free in my body. I should be able to relax. Sleep should not feel like a luxury. Rest should not feel like I have to earn it. Like I'm missing out. FOMO would not have been my a thing that was so real for me. You know, I thought that if I looked good theoretically on paper, as they like to say, I would feel, relaxed. I would be relaxed. But it actually made me feel unsafe. My body did not feel safe because my nervous system had been conditioned to do. And rest in my body, in my mind, felt unsafe. And what do you do when you feel unsafe? You run, you avoid it, you stay with what makes you feel safe. And in this case, it was doing and going after and moving and accomplishing and getting and just always on edge, right? When they say you're bracing for the next thing to happen, you're looking for problems that don't even exist. In fact, some of us even sabotage ourselves so badly to create problems to solve. That's how it feels for some of us. You know, it's like if you stop paying attention to all the concerns and worries of the world, like you're God and you can solve them, something will fall apart. And so those are the three things that I believed stability would bring to me. But the three beliefs that were so wrong and kept me in the opposite way of being that I wanted to be. You know, I didn't feel stable. I mean, stability didn't make me feel calm. It felt unsafe because if things are stable, what do I do? I have to keep doing. I felt unsafe. I didn't, my nervous system. And I have words for this now, but at the time I didn't. There's been lots of work around, and that's why I'm even doing this work as a coach. But I've had to do the internal work. So all that I share is not from a book. The books came after I've lived the experience of just trying to earn worthiness, trying to earn validation, trying to earn understanding. I felt like it was, it was my role to seek understanding from the people that were important and maybe not even from anybody around me. And unless I got that, I wouldn't fit in. I didn't feel worthy. And this is where all of that got me going, getting, and still feeling disconnected, not feeling myself. Oh, of course, I was going to say I didn't have, I had emotions, but I didn't feel them. Feeling my emotions was foreign to me. I wasn't taught that. I didn't know that. I didn't see it around me. Emotions were weak, in my opinion, because it meant that I was not doing. So if they felt weak, why would I not just keep doing so that I can feel strong and empowered? So I can be in control, which I really wasn't. Control is an illusion. So, anyway, those are the three things. And I just wanted to share with you if you've seen yourself in any part of what I've shared, in always feeling the need to do, seeking validation, not feeling worthy, but not knowing. And so, therefore, just going and getting things and acquiring things and buying things, spending, went into crazy debt because I was seeking to feel worthy. And of course, where the worthiness came from was growing up and all of that. I won't go into that. This is not the video, but the video is that if you find yourself in any of these three beliefs, I have something that I want to share with you. I want to also tell you, though, before I share the resource with you, that the ask is not to change anything, or the next move is not to change anything. Recognize that it's not a failure on your part. This is not a personal failure. This is just the realization or the awakening that the systems that we were built or that were built around us, or the systems that are supporting us, have caused us to adapt to them. And this is what it looks like when you adapt to a system that is that thrives upon you not feeling worthy, upon you feeling that you have to do. That system will just keep you going. That's why it's so easy, or it was anyway, to get access to credit. That's why promotions are something that people compete and fight, because there's a whole scarcity around it. It's built in to keep you striving and doing and doing. And that's why even when people are vulnerable, they are sometimes laughed at or shamed because emotions are seen as weak things. Whereas saying you're so busy, you don't have time to rest is like applauded, because that is the system. So I just want you to know that the awareness of these things should not bring in you a feeling of failure or of deficit or brokenness. It's We almost had no choice. If you keep in that, yes, but not that you're broken, but the point is, if you keep in the system without when you, the point is, you know better, you should do better, right? So if you do know better, you are awakened to it, your level of consciousness has risen at least a little bit, and you're still doing that, then there's an issue, right? Doesn't mean you're broken at any point in time. But yeah, so if any of this has resonated with you, um, I just want you to know that I have a starting point, and it's in the description. It's the Unperformed Woman's Guide to help you to see where you've been performing and give you some simple ways to start to move away from that and start coming into your own, returning back to yourself. I'll say that's what ChatGPT said, return to yourself. But it's true, you know, to the desires of your soul. Who are you when you're not doing all those things? What is your purpose? Why are you doing what you're doing? Is it because your mom, the pastor, your sister, sorority expectations, or is it what you really want to do? Is the relationship that you're in the one that fills you up, fuels you, or is it just something that is there because at the time, if you didn't get into that relationship, you wouldn't didn't feel worthy? Is your worth attached to being in connection loosely with this person? I'm not pushing for anything. I'm just asking you to think about and reflect on all this. Why do feelings make you feel scared? So I will leave you with that. Grab the guide. It's simple, it's potent, it works, and I'll see you in the next video.